a task set example. So let us take the project. There are different 5 types of projects. So concept development projects, as we know, they are initiated to explore the new business concept or application of new technology. So this concept development projects, let us see how we can make the task set. So these concept development projects, they are approached by certain major tasks, defining them. That is how to find out the major task first. Major task means the work. That is, they have a prescribed visible output. First one is concept scoping. Concept scoping, because in concept development projects, the first thing comes is the development of scope. So this determines overall scope of the project, what you want to do, what is your underlying idea, and what are the constraints. Then we have to do the preliminary concept planning. And this planning establishes organization ability to undertake work implied by what? By the project scope. What concept scoping you have done, then what is your ability, what work you are going to do with respect to this scope. And technology risk assessment. As this is a new technology work, concept development project, here we evaluate the risk, the problems associated with the technology to be implemented. Proof of concept. This demonstrates the viability of a new technology. It's all about new technology and new concept which we are trying to achieve. Then the concept implementation. This concept implementation implements the concept representation in a manner that can be reviewed by whom? Customer, and is used for marketing purposes when it is to be sold, when a concept must be sold to other customers or management. Then we'll do the customer reaction. That is to solicit the feedback on a new technology concept and also to our target specific customer applications. This is the major task we are talking about. Now when we have devised and found out the major task, next part is to refine the major task to get the actual task which has to be put on the timeline as an activity or as a task. So the macroscopic schedule, that is the bigger schedule, must be refined for a major task to create a detailed project schedule. That is, from macroscopic you have to go to microscopic. So this refinement is decomposing these major tasks which we have already defined into a set of subtasks that can be put in a task set. Okay, this different tasks, how they are related, their concurrent, parallel, sequence, which way. But before that we have to decide what are the subtasks. Let us take the first major task of the concept development project which we just saw. It is concept scoping. So the major task is concept scoping. Now let us see how are we going to do the task decomposition in this case. First we'll start with the concept scoping. This is the first task, task 1.1. And you please remember 1.1, 1.111, all these are the subtasking. The first one will be to identify the needs and benefits and potential customers. The second part, we have to define the desired output and control and input events that drive the application. Now we have to begin the task 1.1.2. We are trying to now make the subtasking or this task set are created for 1.1.2. So we begin this task and now it becomes 1.1.2.1. We started with 1.1, then we came to 1.1.1, then we came when 1.1.2, then we went to 1.1.2.1. These numbers I'm just saying that this is how we are decomposing it into different tasks which will be actual activity of the task or the functions. So first we have to do the review, written description of the need. Then we have to derive the list of customer visible outputs, inputs. Then we have to do again the technical review, reviewing the output input with customers and talking to them and revising if it is required. Then this work is done. This task has been defined now. So these are the subtasks we have made. Then we define the functionality behavior of each major function. Okay, this is what have to be done. Then we begin this task 1.1.3. These are the subtasks for 1.1.3. So 1.1.3.1 will be the technical review. So what we have got in 1.1.2, we have to review the output and input data objects derived in that task. Then we have to derive a model of functions and the behaviors, because we are talking about functionality and behavior here. Then again we have to do the technical review, reviewing the functions and behavior with customers, talking to them and getting the feedback and revising them. Then the 1.1.3 is finished. Okay. Now we have to isolate those elements of the technology that has to be implemented in the software. Then research availability. If there is existing software, there is already a software present, then this will be 1.1.5. Then we have to define the technical feasibility. Okay, whether it is feasible or not. For that we have to do all the technical stuff for that. And finally, making a quick estimate of the size. If we are all aware of all this, let us make the estimate. And then we have to make the scope definition. This was the major work of the concept scoping. And then we end the first 1.1. So this is how the task, the composition is done for a major task, which was concept scoping.